How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the process of how I made my autism awareness puzzle pieces and how you can get a set for yourself. But that will be at the end of the video. I'm going to tell you a little bit of how I came up with the idea for this project. The idea for this project actually came from a tattoo design that I thought about, but I'm not one for getting tattoos. I don't like needles, so I figured, why not make it out of wood instead? I like to work with wood, I like to work with my hands, so I said, you know what, let's do it. I actually came up with the tattoo design a number of years ago, before I even started doing anything with woodworking. And now I figured, for Autism Awareness Month, why not make it out of wood? These puzzle pieces were for a bigger design that I had in mind, but I figured, why not start small and then work my way up to something bigger? So here I am getting ready to cut the individual pieces out on the bandsaw. This was a very fun project for me because I rarely ever used my bandsaw, and this was a great chance to actually start using it. The bandsaw is up a bit high, so I ended up having to hold the wood in a couple of awkward angles and started to hurt my shoulder a bit, but despite all that, I had a great time working on this project. When working with a bandsaw, make sure to keep your hands away from the blade. I mean, that goes for any bladed power tool you're working with, but especially with a bandsaw, because sometimes you have to move a piece of scrap wood out of the way before you can start cutting again. So you can either use a push block, or if the scrap piece is big enough, you can move it with your hand. Just be really careful. Or sometimes if the piece is light enough, you can just blow it away, so your hands don't have to go anywhere near it. Cutting around this part of the puzzle piece was actually a bit challenging because at the time my blade wasn't sharp enough to make one cut around so that there weren't any jagged edges. So I had to figure out how to cut it and round it so that it actually looked nice. I managed to figure it out in the end, but it was a bit challenging. I just want to give a quick shout out to the guy who makes the music that I'm using for this video. I believe his name is Mikel, if I'm pronouncing that right, spelled M-I-K-E-L. He makes great relaxing music. The music I'm using specifically is from a few of his albums called Zelda and Chill. So if you're a Legend of Zelda fan as much as I am, you're going to love his music. So make sure to check it out. Word of advice, when you're using a bandsaw, make sure to be careful or this might happen. What happened there was my blade snapped just after I finished making a cut. So it probably could have been a lot worse than what it was, but luckily nothing happened. And since I didn't have any extra blades to replace the one that just snapped at the time, I figured, why not take the already cut pieces to the router and start working on that. A quick disclaimer for working with a router. They are scary machines at times. They're very loud and very messy. The blade is spinning incredibly fast. There were a few times where the piece I was working on almost flew out of my hands. So if you ever find yourself working with a router, handheld or table, be very careful. Autism is a very big part of my life. My brother has it, my cousin has it, one of my closest friends has it. So it surrounds a very big part of my life. So if you're interested in learning more about how autism has affected my life personally, then leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you would like to see a separate video or talk more in depth about it, and maybe even introduce you to my brother. But that's the big reason why I thought about doing this project in the first place, to bring awareness to an important cause and to spread awareness to something that a lot of people struggle with. And I feel the puzzle piece is the perfect representation for what autism is at the end of the day, for what it brings to the table. That no matter how different you are, no matter your skin color, your race, your beliefs, that we can all come together and find a way to fit. God made us all uniquely different, but uniquely different in such a way that we can all find a way to work together and make things happen. So that is the process of how I made my autism awareness puzzle pieces. If you would like some puzzle pieces of your own, I will be selling them in sets of 3 like this, or as individual pieces. I'm selling sets of 3 for $50, individual pieces for $25, or if you would like an unpainted piece, $20. If you would like to support me by purchasing one of these, I'll leave my email down in the description below. I want to close out the video by saying this. No matter how out of place or misshapen you feel, there is always a place for you. You are unique. There is no one else on this planet that is like you. You were fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God, and He loves you. And if no one else has said this to you today, I love you. No matter who you are or where you're from, I love you. God bless and have a good day.